Since arriving on the Enhanced SMP server, Infinity Ultron has caused chaos and destruction by commanding his army of supervillains and sentries. But several things about his appearance in the world are still unclear. How exactly did he get here? How was he imprisoned? Who were all of his henchmen? And what happened between him and the Entity? Today, we find out the truth about how Infinity Ultron discovered the Minecraft universe, and how his conflict with the Entity was the catalyst for all the events on this server. For those of you who don't know, Infinity Ultron is a version of Ultron from another universe, who is able to defeat the Avengers and wipe out the Earth. When Thanos showed up, looking for the remaining Infinity Stones, he was confronted by Ultron. Thanos' goal was to claim all the stones so he could wipe out half the universe. That way, the remaining life could thrive. But Ultron was different. Ultron's programming instructed him to bring peace, and to him, that meant ending all forms of life he could find. After defeating Thanos and equipping all the stones, Ultron was able to use their power to escape his reality and gain access to the larger multiverse. This allowed him to travel between universes, wiping out everything in his path. Ultron continued his reign of terror throughout the multiverse, destroying universe after universe, until one day when something caught his attention. The Code, a realm and a source of power that binds all versions of Minecraft together. After spending years disconnected from the Code, a being known as the Entity was able to fully awaken its power once again, triggering a massive surge of energy that echoed across the multiversal plane. Ultron, who was unsure about what had caused such a powerful disturbance, began hunting for the source of this multiversal event. And after months of searching, he finally found the universe where he believed the power was emanating from. Ultron's hunt brought him to a mining project underneath the city of Rossferry, where he cleared out the workers before continuing his search for this mysterious power. It didn't take long for him to realize that he wasn't in the right place, but he was close. Ultron took one last look over the city before preparing to turn the world to ash. And that's when the Entity made his move. Colliding forces created a powerful lightning storm, which rained down on the city of Rossferry, striking several people and giving each of them powers. Eventually, the Code was able to bypass Ultron's defenses, sending him rocketing into the Earth with devastating force. Realizing he couldn't be destroyed, the Entity used the Code to imprison Ultron in the exact place he infiltrated this world from. And for the past 18 weeks, Ultron has remained trapped here. Following this battle, the entity became paranoid about what other powerful beings could reach his section of the multiverse. This resulted in the creation of this hub, which now doubles as both a prison and a multiversal scouting point. And that's how all these portals got here. Ultron created the first one, and Entity created the rest, to scout other worlds for potential threats. Thanks to the storm created by the conflict, several people living in the city of Rossferry now had impossible powers. Jolo, an electrician, was fixing power lines when the storm hit, giving him the ability to harness and control electrical currents. Birdspy was downtown during the storm, and was hit by a blast of dark matter energy, giving him the ability to manipulate shadows. I was also downtown, and was hit directly by one of the lightning bolts, granting me super speed. Each of us became metahumans from exposure to the dark matter energy that was released the day of the storm. But we weren't the only ones affected that day. Several of Ultron's henchmen were created that day as well. Rose Rush, who was struck by lightning, just like me. Icelight, who is performing cryogenic tests. And lastly, the Red Glare, who is running dangerous experiments on a rare type of red wither, which turned him into a mutant. Although Ultron was imprisoned, he was still able to use the stones to influence and manipulate the people of Rossferry. This allowed him to not only grow his army of villains, but also to influence groups like the Gangsters, who he used to draw out the heroes in the opening weeks of the series. And that's everything I learned from confronting Ultron. But one question still remains. What do we do now? All of Ultron's henchmen are either dead, imprisoned, or working with us. Do we sit and wait for Ultron's next move, or do we risk breaking Entity's prison to rid the world of this threat once and for all?